Here come 3 tips for you how you can start living in the now, in the present more. Okay, ready? Stop thinking about the future, stop thinking about the past, and start focusing on the now. Okay? Nice to talk to you. Bye. Well, okay, obviously that's not all, but it could be, right? In essence, it could be exactly that if it was that simple, if it only was that simple. And yeah, when I was thinking about this, because that is obviously a topic that comes up a lot for nearly everybody, that everybody feels like they're wasting their life away waiting for something to be better than now, for someone to arrive in their life to make it better than now, for some job to change, for some holidays to come, for something. They're waiting for something. And the moment that is now passes them by, right? Because they spend their time waiting. And that's possible you also. Maybe it's all of us at some stage, but some are worse than others, and most people are really bad with this. Like the majority of humanity is spending their life like that. And then at some stage they realize, I'm 70 years old now and I'm still kind of in this waiting mode. I don't have too much time left actually to live. And when was it again that I thought I would start living, like really living? There is this concept that we have in our subconscious somehow that at some stage we really start living. And we cannot really grasp what moment that would be, or, but when we're kids or at school, we think that once we're out of school and maybe start studying or a job or something, then we start living. And once that happens and we're there, we think, well, okay, I'm getting into the job and now I'm 3 years in my job or into my job, and then I'm going to start living when I found the right partner. Then I'm really going to, start making the most out of my life every day. And then, relationship develops. And maybe at the beginning it feels actually very much alive. And then, it continues. And then you think, okay, maybe when we get married and maybe when we have children and I have this better job and then we move into this bigger house, you know the story. But this is the story that so many of human beings have. And I work with a lot of people in kind of their midlife phase when they actually realize that. Like a lot of people have been asleep also and not consciously awake and have been on autopilot for 40, 50 plus years. And if they're lucky, they realize it then. They realize, wow, I'm more than just 3D human being here. I'm an eternal soul. I'm here to have a deep, meaningful human experience. This is why I came here. And this is why I possibly went through a lot of effort to come here. And now what did I do with my life up until now? And what if tomorrow was my last day, or today was my last day and there was no tomorrow? Would I be happy enough with leaving? And this is why so many people also are afraid of dying, because they feel like they have not really lived. And I do talk about this in other videos as well, because this is the subject that I think we should all be concerned about. Because if you're not concerned about the intensity of your life and the meaning of it and the depth of it and the actual substance of it, well, then what's there to be concerned about? Then you're definitely on the wrong channel, right? And then I'm definitely not the person to talk to. So I love and I feel a passion for this and for talking to people about exactly that. This fills me actually with life when I get people to hop on the train or boat or airplane to more meaning and the realization that this is all we have now. And Eckhart Tolle talks about that. I recently listened to him again, and he presents this in a much calmer and slower way than I do, but so profoundly that the only moment that we have is now. That's all we have, and everything else is projection. Everything else is not real, and everything else puts us in a waiting room, in a self-created waiting room. And some of us never get out. They die in the waiting room. And during the last moments, they might realize it. And that's not a nice feeling, because you know there's no time left. And even when you realize it, like during your kind of midlife phase, you still feel, why have I wasted so much time? So instead of waiting for the evening to come after work, or for the weekend, or for your holiday, or for whatever, for your pension, for your retirement, instead of waiting and not using the time that you actually have, which is just today, and now we're actually approaching the tips. What can I do to really live today more, right? Apart from the profound statements of stop thinking about the past and the future and focus on the now, is to, with that realization, all I have is now. You really need to get this, and not as a concept. Yes, I kind of know that all we have is now, because the next moment is always now, but as a realization, as a light bulb that goes off. All I have is now. Like right now in this second, I'm talking to you. Well, I'm talking to a camera and you will listen to it later. But for me and for you, this is now. This is now. As I'm speaking the words and you're hearing them, that's your now and that's my now. And that's all we have. So whatever you feel right now, whatever you think right now, is all you have and all you are. And if you keep waiting for, but in a year's time, I want to have this, I want to be that, that's fine and well. But if you don't start embodying that and moving towards it, let's say, if you want to put it in a linear way, but really it means getting the frequency and getting what you think you want to experience in the now. If you don't do that, you will not arrive at that ominous projected destination that you think you're going to. It will always remain an island of some time, an island which is called sometime, which does not exist and you will never get to, because you will always be in the state of now. And now and sometime do not go together. So you cannot travel to sometime, because your boat is now. And now and sometime do not meet in those terms. Yeah. And if you ask now, okay, so I get it, I really, really get it, that I only have this now, but I also want to experience this and this and this, and I haven't done that yet, and I do want, or many of you say, I don't even know what I want to experience. I don't even know. I feel I'm not fulfilled. I feel I'm not living my life. I feel everything is shallow, or most of it is shallow, on the surface, kind of riding the waves, autopilot life, right? I feel that, I sense that, but I don't know what deeper life would look like for me. What would that be? I have no maybe big goals or dreams, and there might be things in the distance that might be nice to have, or I see other people having them and enjoying them and living them, and it might be maybe nice to see myself with that, but it's not necessarily something I aspire to, or I can even see myself living. And then you're even more lost, but that doesn't matter. What matters is, and this is cool, because whether you have big goals or any goals or dreams or not, both people with dreams and without dreams only have the now. And both people can choose in this moment to fill their life with life. And if they do that second after second, minute after minute, just imagine you knew how, right? And you were able to fill your life in each second and each minute. Those life-filled seconds and minutes become hours, days, weeks, years, become your lifetime. And then they would no longer be wasted waiting for the next moment to be better. They would be life-filled moment after life-filled moment. So start there. Start by realizing, that's tip number 1, okay, I realize I have only now. Number 2, I commit to my now. Not fleeing and running away from the now and how I am now, how I feel now, how I live now, what's in my life right now in every area. Instead of running away into kind of thoughts and imaginary scenarios in the future, how all this would be different and better and bigger, I stay with it, I focus, and I find the life, the meaning, and the depth in this, how it is right now. And yes, there might still be things that you feel they're not quite as they should be for me to feel in alignment with what I want to live, to feel in alignment with who I am, to feel in alignment with the fullness I know I can experience in different areas of my life and different areas within me. I feel that there is a discrepancy, there is a gap, and I feel that this gap is calling me to change stuff, to improve myself, improve my situation, make it better, make it bigger, make it more fulfilled even. This gap is calling me, but not as a kind of something that you view as lack and you need to fill this and you need to get to somewhere to fill this, what creates this lack, but more like as this desire that just from the state of experiencing joy and bliss and satisfaction and contentment, you want to create more of it. And certain things in this 3D life will help you with experiencing more of it. Also knowing though, and that is very important, that you do not attach to the ideas, that you attach to how you feel. Not even attach, you shouldn't really attach, but that you concentrate or focus on how you feel, and that you don't get attached to it has to turn out this way, otherwise I won't feel the satisfaction, otherwise I won't feel the happiness or the contentment. But that you are open to whatever way it wants to play out, but the essence of what you want, you keep within yourself, embodying it though, today, in whatever little baby steps you can do it today. So for example, if you say, I want to have the job that my boss has in the company, right? Then you start today with seeing yourself on the level that your boss is at, with the responsibility, with the tasks, with whatever that would require for you to become, right? Because if you're here right now in the hierarchy and he's here and you say, I want to be there, you need to have everything ready and in place to fill that position. And you can only do that by becoming a match to the position. You cannot say, I stay here, do my little kind of ant work, the leg work, and at some stage then I'll be the manager. No. You need to start today with what you have available to turn yourself into the manager personality, to turn yourself, if that's what you wanted. Okay, that is only one example. And if you do that today, you feel a little bit more, if that is in alignment with you, You can also just keep doing your job and hope for the best, that at some stage somebody will recognize that you can also do this other job, even though you're not portraying any of the qualities yet, right? And hope that somebody at some stage will put you in that position by chance, by luck, by hard work. But how often does that pan out? Exactly. So in order to take control of that, and in order to actually start living it right now, start with creating what you want in the future in your reality right now. And that is only one example. You can do that with anything, with any emotion, with health stuff, with anything. And yes, it means you need to work with yourself. And I don't know why this is coming up really strongly right now, but I guess it's also because I, during the seminars or even during sessions, people, and that is said in the sweetest way, but they keep looking to the outside for the answers, for the manual, for the tutorial, for the guidelines, practical steps, for everything. They want the big handbook, and they think if they follow that, then they will, for example, change and have a more meaningful life. With things like that, with real deep shit, right? It doesn't work that way. You can get your inspiration from the outside, from other people, from other souls, from the universe. But in the end, it is you and you. Like, I don't like the sentence, but you need to do the inner work. And to say it more positively, it is required of you to embark on the inner journey and to have the adventures within you, the discoveries within you, because that's where you experience your life. That's where you experience your changes. That's where you experience your transformation. Not what anyone else is saying out there will cause this transformation. Even if something I'm saying now inspires you, triggers you, let's say a little seed come up, right? And maybe sprout out within you. Now it's up to you what you do with it. If you keep looking to other people and other videos in the hope that they will make this little plant grow, not gonna work. Then maybe more little plants might come up, more inspirations, more seeds, but it's up to you how they grow, if they grow at all, or if they die down again. Nobody can do this for you. You need to be okay with living with you. You need to be okay with dealing with you every day and not trying to escape. For some reason, this comes in now as well as a very important thought, and I think it does actually suit the topic of this video. So with that, I'm going to love you and leave you, and we will talk next time.